Dolce Far Niente means the sweetness of doing nothing in Italian. A slow-paced life, right from taking your breakfast very seriously to enjoying lots of homemade bread and pizza, devouring the best of desserts and gelatos, to shopping at the best luxury brands and experiencing couture firsthand. If endless days spent swimming in the sea, sipping on local wine and roaming freely on the cobbled streets filled with the architecture and history sounds like a perfect holiday plan, then Italy is a place to go this season. I recommend visiting the country between June and September when it is warm and sunny and the days are longer. Welcome back to Luxe Insider with Anita Khatri. If you're considering Italy as your next holiday destination, you are at the right place. Here's my roundup of the go-to destinations you must visit in Italy. A few of these cities are a must visit, and the first one is the Amalfi coast. Sprawled across the southern part of Italy is the 30-mile-long Amalfi coast, full of idyllic beaches, picture-perfect coastal towns, trendy boutiques, handmade ceramics, serene boat rides, the tangiest lemons, and the best of hotels that offered unparalleled luxury. Ideally, a 5-day to a week-long vacation should be a good time frame to spend your time romancing the Italian sun. The Amalfi coast consists of many smaller unknown coastal towns. But if you had to pick, you cannot possibly miss Positano, Sorrento, and Capri. All you need is a boat ride to get to each of these coastal towns. Positano happens to be the most popular town on the coast because of its pebble beaches, chic local boutiques selling Italian fashion, happening nightlife, and luxurious hotels. Some of them are Villa Trevi or La Serenus that cost approximately rupees 2.15 lakhs per night. With a little bit of luck, you might even be lucky to catch your favorite celebrity vacationing there. And of course, don't forget to get those enviable Instagram shots in Positano, because every corner is just so pretty and Instagrammable. And if you're in Capri, visit the famous Blue Grotto Caves, a national museum where you get to experience the illuminated caves through a natural phenomena of sunlight hitting the water and creating a reflection. This is how nature has made this spectacular cave which no human could create. The small opening into the grotto caves is how it naturally exists. The person who rows the boat has to be experienced enough to ensure that they manage to enter through the tiny opening of the cave and make a perfect entry into the Blue Grotto. Once inside, you'll be awestruck with what you see. The shimmering blue water and the reflection of the sun in this water. There are no words to describe the color of the water or the reflection of sunlight. It is silent. It is beautiful. It needs to be experienced. When I visited, I wanted time to freeze so I could continue to experience what was around me in the grotto. I'm sure I managed to convince you all to visit and experience the Blue Grotto. Well, that wasn't my agenda at all. But while speaking with you all, I'm virtually inside the Blue Grotto. You must experience this one for sure. And by the way, the best time to visit the Blue Grotto is between noon and 3 p.m. The next city that I'm going to share with you all has everything: beaches, history, architecture, churches, vineyards, lakes, and a great countryside. The city that I'm talking about is Florence. Florence, the heart and capital of the region of Tuscany, is a must visit. The Tuscany region makes for a popular holiday destination in Italy. One can reach Florence by train or by road. Florence is home to the world's most recognizable piece of art from the Renaissance era, David, a sculpture by Italian artist Michelangelo, along with excellent cathedrals and the Duomo of Florence, which cannot be missed. Yes, there is Duomo of Milan, but I'll come to that later. This city has its own unique vibrancy that is of fashion, culture, history, and nature. Spend your evenings walking on the cobbled streets of the city, exploring various cafes, and singing and dancing with the Italians on the streets. If you are a shopaholic, there is also a huge outlet village called the Mall, which is a 2-hour drive from Florence. You can even avail this bus service from Florence train station, or simply drive down to the mall. The mall houses the best of brands at discounted factory prices, plus good views of the countryside included. International shoppers can avail the VAT refund at the refund counter in the outlet itself, thus skipping the long rushed queues at the airport. One can also experience coffee or tea at the Gucci Cafe inside. This is an experience indeed within the mall. If shopping is not something that interests you, and your perfect day means spending more time with nature, then you must rent a car and drive down to Tuscan countryside. A quick 2.5 hours away from central Florence is an excursion called Bagni San Filippo, home to a beautiful natural thermal pool surrounded by mountains on one side and small hills of natural calcium carbonate melting into the water. Spend a few hours here, swimming in the warm thermal pool, picnicking around the area, and tasting the slow country life. Tuscany is also home to 1 million local vineyards that offer a lovely tour of their vineyard along with a wine tasting experience. Please don't forget to book this in advance, as they have limited slots to offer each guest a personalized experience. The next city that we will discover today is Milan, often called Milano. Milan, the global capital of fashion and design, but also famous for its art and architecture, along with it being a major financial district. A busy city filled with high-end restaurants, old-school trams, huge commercial spaces, the best of shopping, and the iconic Duomo di Milano Cathedral. This city also has Bulgari Hotel, and I must say, I was so fortunate to experience this hotel. An hour-long train ride away from Milano is the very beautiful Lake Como. Glazing and gleaming with charm and beauty, Lake Como is an upscale getaway option for those who don't mind spending that extra penny in the name of luxury. In fact, it has been a popular retreat for wealthy people since the Roman times. It's no wonder why the Ambanis and Deep Veer considered this destination as the ideal location for their engagement and nuptials. I'm sure everybody got what I meant by Deep Veer. Next on my list is Venice. Now, who doesn't know what this city stands for? Yes, it is romance, thanks to Bollywood. I think in 1980s, the Great Gambler movie with sexy Zinat Aman and legendary actor Amitabh Bachchan, the famous song "Do Lafzon Ki Hai Dil Ki Kahani" was shot in the Grand Canal of Venice. This city has art to another level. Even the local kiosk of Venice has an element of art in it. The decor of the city is unique and exceptional. A city like none other. A city without any roads but only canals. This floating city is one of Italy's most picturesque and romantic cities. Beautiful bridges, unique canals, and stunning architecture is what sets Venice apart. Perfect for a night or two. Unwind in this beautiful city by taking gorgeous gondola rides, exotic meals by the canals, shop the local art, and day trips to other islands like Murano and Burano. And the last city, which needs no introduction, and I'm sure you have guessed it, is Rome. In the heart of Rome is the city-state of the Vatican, the headquarters of Roman Catholic Church. The Vatican museums house ancient Roman sculptures and the Sistine Chapel, famous for Michelangelo's painted ceiling. As it's rightly said, Rome was not built in a day. Oof, where do I even begin? Rome is filled with romance, history, architecture, fountains, and of course, incredible shopping. Right from discovering the magnificent Colosseum to the treasure that lies in the Vatican City. The countless churches and cathedrals to the iconic Trevi fountain. They say, if you make a wish and throw a coin at the Trevi fountain, your wish comes true. Of course, I tried doing the same. And if you want to take a little break from all the history, Rome is home to buzzing cafes with mouth-watering food and classic Italian wine. Head to the Spanish Steps and you will see that all the streets around are filled with local Italian cafes, serving the best of pizzas and aperols. I cannot name the famous cafes because there are hundreds of them on the street. But if you're around, you got to choose the one that matches your vibe. But I must share something important here. I discovered a 200-year-old tea house called Babington's Tea Room, which is like an art gallery. An experience of having tea in a setup which reminds you of heritage and culture. The ambience and decor is worth a visit for sure. If food is also not your scene, then in the same area of the Spanish Steps, you can bask in the glory of large boutiques of designer clothes and accessories and find couture fashion from brands like Valentino, Chanel, Dior, and Dolce & Gabbana, and so many more. Italy, being so majestic, has a lot of other places to experience. But these got to be my top recommendations for a 10-day power-packed holiday with no regrets. With that, it's a wrap on this week's episode. I hope I have been able to lure you into soaking in the Italian sun and get you to check out Instagram and travel blogs for your next trip. Let me know how you like this episode by writing to me at podcast@anitakhatri.com. Until then, like they say in Italy, ciao ciao.